Hello, welcome to chemistry course. Next we are moving into other topic in physical chemistry, that is polymers. In this chapter you are going to learn polymers and its classification, molecular weight determination by viscosity method and Donan membrane method. Let's start with polymer. What is a polymer? It is an macromolecule, a very high molecular weight compound. It is composed of large number of one or more small molecule units which are present repeatedly and joined together by covalent bonds is called a polymer. Polymer is having high molecular weight and which is composed of number of smaller units and which are joined by covalent bond. This is called polymer. And these smaller units we call it as monomer. A monomer is a small molecular weight compound from which polymers are prepared. We call it as monomer. And this process we call it as polymerization process. The process of joining together of monomer units to give polymer is called polymerization, and depends upon the how much effectively this polymerization reaction takes place, and that we call it as degree of polymerization. So the number of monomeric units which combine to form a macromolecule is called degree of polymerization. Let's take, I have a monomer, n number of monomer which is converted into a polymer. Here n is called degree of polymerization. So how many number of monomer units which we have taken initially and which how many it is formed a polymer, that ratio will give you degree of polymerization. Let's move on to classification of polymers. Based on different types, we can classify polymers into a different class. Let's start with first one. Classification based on source. Based on the polymer source, the polymers can be classified into three types. The first one is natural polymers, semi-synthetic polymers, and synthetic or man-made polymers. What are natural polymers? These polymers isolated from natural materials are called natural polymers. So these polymers are found in mainly plants and animals. Let's take example cellulose. It is a natural polymers. Starch and proteins and rubber, it is, these all we call it as natural polymers. So these are isolated from the natural material, and this way we call it as these are natural polymers. What is semi-synthetic polymers? These semi-synthetic polymers which are obtained from natural polymers. Let's take example. Cellulose is a natural polymer. Cellulose acetate means we are deriving from the cellulose. This is called as semi-synthetic polymers. We are taking starting material is natural polymer. We are doing derivation on this. This we call it as semi-synthetic polymers. Cellulose acetate. cellulose nitrate. These all comes under semi-synthetic polymers. So which are derived from the natural polymers. That's why this is called as semi-synthetic polymers. The last one is synthetic or man-made polymers. So these are we are preparing in the laboratories. That's why these called as synthetic polymers. So by combination of monomer units, we get a polymers. Example PVC. Polyvinyl chloride. By taking vinyl chloride and polymerization, which gives polyvinyl chloride. Similarly, polystyrene. Styrene undergoes polymerization, which gives polystyrene. So these all comes under synthetic polymers. So the first classification is based on source of the polymers. The next classification is based on the structure of the polymer, and these are again classified into three types: linear polymers, branched chain polymers, cross-linked or network polymers. What are linear polymers? Which contains long and straight chains are called linear polymers. The polymers which contain long and straight chains are called linear polymers. So their orientation will be there in this fashion, the polymer chain. So example for this linear polymers are polythene, so it is a very straight chain polymer, polythene, polyvinyl chloride PVC are an example for linear polymers. Next one is branched chain polymers. The polymer which contain linear chain having some branch are called branched chain polymers. Starch, low density polyethylene. So these are example for branched chain polymers. The last one is cross-linked or network polymer. The polymers are formed by bifunctional or trifunctional monomers and containing strong covalent bond between the various linear polymers chains are called cross-linked or network polymers. If we take a monomer A, which is a bifunctional, means it can form two bonds. This is a linear, and which is attached to a B, which is a trifunctional, which can form 3. Now in between these layers there is a cross linkage will be there, and that's why this is called as network polymer or cross linked polymers. So generally it is a linear polymers, and in between there is a linkage, cross linkage, and these polymers we call it as cross linked or network polymers. Example for this is bakelite. The best one is bakelite. It is a phenol formaldehyde resin. It is an example for cross-linked or network polymer. The next classification is based on mode of polymerization reaction. Again, this is classified into two types. The first one is addition polymerization, and second one is condensation polymerization. Let's start with the first one, addition polymerization. What is addition polymerization? All atoms in the monomer present in the polymers. Let's take it is addition of 2 BB and A. N number of moles we are taking these two monomer units, and addition which forms a BB. So it is goes on, and these reactions we call it as addition reaction, and these polymers are made, we call it as addition polymers. So here what and all atoms are present in the starting monomer unit which are present in the product, so there is a no loss of the material. Again, these additional polymers are further classified into two types. The first one is homopolymers. So, what are homopolymers? These polymers are formed by polymerization of single monomeric unit are known as homopolymers. That means if I take A and A n moles, which is converted into polymers. So here A again it is goes on. Here only single species which are involved, single monomer unit which are involved in the addition polymerization reaction, this we call it as homopolymers. Example, polythene. If I take ethylene molecule which undergo addition polymerization reaction and convert it into polythene, here only ethylene molecule unit which is present in the polythene, and this is an example for homopolymer. Polythene is a homopolymer which is made up of only one monomeric unit. Similarly, PVC, polyvinyl chloride, it is an also example for homopolymer. Or polystyrene, styrene undergoes polymerization reaction, gives polystyrene. So here only styrene is a monomeric unit, and here vinyl chloride is a monomeric unit. So all these polymers are an example for homopolymers. The next one is copolymers. These polymers are prepared by addition of two different monomers are called copolymers. So previous case only one monomeric unit is present in the reaction. In the copolymers, two different monomer units are present which is formed a polymer, and those polymers we call it as copolymers. Let's take an example. If I take a butadiene reacting with styrene, which forms a polymer. Let's take it is n number of moles, so which is converted into polymer CH2 here pH, and this is butadiene, and this is styrene, and the product is butadiene styrene copolymer. So here butadiene is a different monomeric unit, styrene is different monomeric unit, which is form a polymer, and this polymer we call it as copolymer. So commonly this is called as Buna ES. Butadiene styrene copolymer is called Buna ES. And these are an example for copolymers. So addition polymers, again it is classified into two types, homopolymers and copolymers. Let's move on to next type, that is condensation polymers. So these polymers are formed by combination of monomeric unit by the elimination of simple molecule like water, methanol, ethanol, ammonia or HCl. These called as condensation polymers. So monomer units combine and by elimination of smaller molecule, and this reaction we call it as condensation reaction. Here we are using that reaction in the polymer preparation. This we call it as condensation polymers. So the best example is for this nylon 66 is an example for condensation polymers, which is prepared by condensation of adipic acid and hexamethylene diamine gives nylon 66. Let's take reaction. Adipic acid, it is a 6 carbon dicarboxylic acid. It is 4 times, and this dicarboxylate is called adipic acid. React with hexamethylene diamine 6 diamine, and condensation, elimination of smaller molecule like a water. So here I can write in this fashion. Minus H2 gives polymer CH2 4 C double bond O, and there is an amide linkage, and CH2 6, and here NH, and if we take here N moles and N moles, then the reaction is goes on. Which gives nylon 66. This is called as nylon 66. So these are formed by two starting material, adipic acid and hexamethylene diamine, and condensation gives nylon 66, and these reaction or these polymer we call it as condensation polymers. And the last classification is classification based on molecular forces, and this again we classified into further types. The first one is thermoplastic polymers. What are thermoplastic polymers? Is the polymers which become soft on heating and harden again on cooling are called thermoplastic polymers. So any polymer, it became a soft on heating and it is hard on cooling, that polymers we call it as thermoplastic polymers. And this is mainly due to weak attractive forces. Weak attractive forces present between the polymer molecule. As a result, when we are supplying energy, it becomes soft. Once we are cooling, it becomes hard, and those polymers we call it as thermoplastic polymers. Example for thermoplastic polymers are polythene, polystyrene, and nylon. These are an example for thermoplastic polymers. Next type is thermosetting polymers, and these polymers which become hard on heating and cannot be softened by heating are called thermosetting polymers, which become harder on heating, and those we call it as thermosetting polymers. And the molecular attraction forces will be very strong, and due to that, once we are supplying energy, it become very hard. Example for this type of thermosetting polymers are polyurethane, epoxy resins, phenolic resins, polyurethane. These are an example for thermosetting polymers. Next one is elastomers. These are rubber-like solids which is having elastic properties. These polymers we call it as elastomers. The polymer chains are held together by the weakest intermolecular forces, and these forces allow polymer to stretch, and due to the interlink again it will come to the virginal position. That's why these polymers we call it as elastomers, which is having elastic properties. Example for this kind of polymers are Buna S, butadiene styrene polymers, Buna N, and neoprene. All this comes under elastopolymers. And the last one is fiber. These are thread forming solids which having a high tensile strength and high modulus. That is, the polymers which can take maximum load without fracturing, and that's we call it as high tensile strength material. For example, for these polymers are nylon 66, polyesters, So basically these polymer chains are held together by the strong intermolecular attraction forces like hydrogen bonding, and due to this strong force of attraction which leads close packing and which imparts crystalline nature, and due to this strong intermolecular attraction forces, this shows high tensile strength and high modulus properties.